Well, hello everyone, it's me Mary or Hawk. Welcome back to another video. Hopefully this video won't be too long, but today I want to talk all about the Emperor card in Tarot. See, this is from the White Newman, A Sacred Animal Tarot. This is the Emperor. He is the fourth card in the Major Arcana, and he is closely associated with the Death card, as the Death card, Death, is one of the birth cards you can have when you add up your birth cards for tarot. You'll get two cards, or two or more usually, and mine just so happened to be Death and the Emperor, or 13, or 1 plus 3 is 4. That would be the Emperor. And if you want to know what the Emperor looks like in the Rider-Waite-Smith system, I don't have that deck, but I do have this book, which has the imagery, sorry book lovers, of the Emperor right here. He is sitting in his throne of power and authority, and he's taking inspired action. And really, I just want to talk about what the Emperor signifies to me when I'm reading tarot. I'll also touch briefly on Death, as again, this is a very much associated card with the Emperor. So when I'm drawing cards, I'm doing a reading for myself or others, often the Emperor will show up as a means of getting my attention. Death too, but the Emperor more often, depending on the situation, especially if it's like, hey, this is like, pay attention, like, this is really not only pertinent to the other person, but myself. This can be an indicator because this is one of my birth cards. Now, Death and the Emperor went together as a birth card combo. To me, indicates transformations, very interpersonal and external, also with the world. Questioning power systems and owning your strengths and challenging the narratives that you let take hold in your life, the paradigms, the narratives. You're going to challenge that a lot and have a lot of interpersonal transformations. There will be a lot of, wow, like, I've grown a lot and become a completely different person from who I was X amount of years or even months ago. This really is the embodiment of the Emperor and Death. It's really power and authority, but also transformations of power and authority, letting certain cycles come to an end and ushering in a new beginning. I mean, that's really all what with Death and the Emperor is all about. And that is the first thing it indicates to me. Just like a hey, this is also applying to you personally, Mary, not just the person you're reading for or the audience you're reading for. It also is a personal signifier for me, as my birth cards, as I've said a few times in this video, are Death and the Emperor. Now, what's the second thing it signifies? The rest of the things that these signifies is a series of questions. So number 2, the question would be, how am I utilizing or owning my power, and am I using it responsibly? So this is really calling in to question how I'm using my power. Am I standing in my power? Or am I letting others take my power from me? Am I using my power in a way that is helpful or productive, or am I abusing my power? This really calls into question the nature of my power and how I'm using it and how I'm owning it personally and how it might affect others even. This is what this card can really be an indicator of. And the third thing on this list of what the Emperor means to me, just helpful tidbits. The second question, but the third point on this would be, how can I take inspired action in a way that utilizes my strengths? You see, the Emperor is really an indicator of the divine masculine, and something I see is like taking inspired action to get what it is that you were after. You're not just nurturing your thought, you're taking action on it. You're taking inspired action in a way that utilizes your strengths and in a way that, like, you are confident and you own your power. That often is where I find the Emperor can be indicative of. It can really be indicative of, hey, there's an opportunity for you to utilize your strengths and take inspired action and get what it is that you desire. That really is calling into question whenever I draw this. I always ask myself, whether internally or out loud, like, how can I take inspired action in a way that utilizes my strengths to change the outcome or get what it is that I desire? And the fourth point on this, or the third question, is am I currently the authority in my life, or am I letting others or narratives, whether internally or externally in the world, run it for me? Again, it kind of relates to the point 2 of how am I utilizing my or owning my power, and am I doing so responsibly? This is calling it more into specific question of, okay, are you actually calling the shots in your own life, or are you letting society, are you letting the system, are you letting your own internal narratives regarding society and the system run it for you, or are you truly doing what it is that you want and what it is that you desire that is for your best and highest good? Are you making responsible decisions, and are you truly the authority? Are you truly owning your power? This really is what this card calls into question. So to recap, sorry, that was a little harsh, but hitting my hand. But to recap, the Emperor often represents myself because it's one of my birth cards. The Emperor also calls into question how I'm owning my power and if I'm utilizing it responsibly. It also calls into question if I'm taking inspired action in a way that utilizes my strengths and abilities, my best abilities that I know I have. Not what others think are my best abilities, but I know what truly is my best abilities. And lastly, am I currently the authority in my life, or am I letting others and the narratives that both society and myself make run it for me? My closing the doors to something that my closing a door that really hasn't been closed but I think has been closed, that type of thing. So again, I hope this was a inspiring or helpful video for you, helping to understand the Emperor card. This was a little bit of a rambly video. I hope you enjoyed. This is Hawk or Mary signing out. Stay magical and have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.